Casting is a 6,000-year-old process. It is the oldest and most well-known technique based on three fundamental steps: moulding, melting and casting. First, the pattern is made to form the mould. Then an empty mould is created. And finally, the empty cavity is filled with molten metal, which is then left to solidify into the shape. Casting materials are usually metals, but can also be plastic, resin, or various cold materials, for example concrete. Casting is usually used for making complex shapes. Drawing is a manufacturing process for producing wires, bars and tubes by pulling on material through a series of dies until it increases in length. It is divided into two types: sheet metal drawing and wire, bar and tube drawing. Drawing is usually done at room temperature, but it can be performed at elevated temperatures to hot work large wires, rods or hollow sections in order to reduce forces. Forging is the process by which metal is heated and shaped by a compressive force using a hammer or a press. It is used to produce large quantities of identical parts, such as machine parts in the automobile industry. Cold forging is done at a low temperature using soft metals and plastic. Hot forging is done at a high temperature and makes metal easier to shape without breaking. In the past, forging was done by a blacksmith using a hammer. Nowadays, industrial forging is done with presses powered by a machine. Rolling is a metal-forming process in which a material, metal, plastic, paper or glass, is passed through a pair of rollers. According to the type of material rolled, there is hot rolling or cold rolling. Extrusion is a process used to produce objects with a fixed cross-sectional profile. A material is pushed or drawn through a die of the desired cross-section. The two main advantages of this process are its ability to create very complex cross-sections and work materials that are brittle. The extrusion process can be done with hot or cold materials. Commonly extruded materials include metals, polymers, ceramics, concrete and foodstuffs. Ceramic can also be formed into shapes via extrusion. Terracotta extrusion is used to produce pipes. Many modern bricks are also manufactured using a brick extrusion process. Extrusion is also used in food processing. Products such as certain pastas, many breakfast cereals, French fries, dry pet food, and ready-to-eat snacks are mostly manufactured by extrusion. Sheet metal forming is simply metal formed into thin and flat pieces. The basic forms can be cut and bent into a variety of different shapes. Everyday objects are constructed with this process. There are many different metals that can be made into sheet metal, such as aluminium, brass, copper, steel, tin, nickel, and titanium. For decorative uses, important sheet metals include silver, gold, and platinum. Sheet metal forming is used in car bodies, airplane wings, and roofs for buildings.